I want to break this fight down between Conor McGregor and Iron Michael Chandler. Conor McGregor is the greatest in so many ways. And although pound for pound, he's not going to be considered the greatest fighter of all time, Conor McGregor did it in the greatest way. And he did. Winning the 2 titles, becoming the UFC double champion, and the way he did it was for everybody. Everybody tuned in and everybody felt like they needed to see it. That's why the pay-per-view numbers exploded. Conor McGregor blew up the sport. He blew up the sport in a way that nobody else ever did. Nobody else sold pay-per-views like Conor McGregor. Nobody ever sparked the interest like Conor McGregor. Without a spark, there's no fire. And Conor McGregor was the spark that made the fire. He made mixed martial arts what it is today. Conor is a broken man. And I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that this is the same McGregor. We've seen Conor on tough with Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler has stayed true to himself. Michael Chandler is a fighter. He's a man. He's a man that will not disrespect. He has belief, respecting what's right. And that's who Chandler is. Chandler will put his nose down, he'll put his face down, and go do what's right. While Conor McGregor was this outspoken individual who really spoke his mind. And Conor had a fire within him that burned so far and fast that the world just took wind of it and watched the fire burn. That fire has since dwindled or burned out. Conor McGregor is not the same Conor. He doesn't have a beard. He looks different. He looks older. And he looks more like a father. He doesn't look like the young Conor McGregor we remember. Regardless, Conor McGregor is a great fighter. And at 35 years old, Conor has the opportunity now to once again make a big fight. But does he have that spark? Does he have that spark that initially drove him? I don't think he does. I think that Michael Chandler is the type of guy that didn't really run off course. It stayed the same way. Conor McGregor has to go out into this fight and really dominate. Really dominate Michael Chandler, who's lost 3 of his last 4 fights. Michael Chandler has not been a winner in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. He's had bad luck, and he's fought really tough fights versus the top. Come out as the loser, only beating Tony Ferguson. Can he beat Conor McGregor? That's the question in this fight. And if he does, what will happen with Conor McGregor? Will Conor McGregor be able to come back from a defeat from Michael Chandler? Does Conor McGregor have that much in him? Or does Conor McGregor have to go in and dominate? If you remember how the story of Conor McGregor started, it started with just pure brutality and knockouts. Conor McGregor wasn't losing. Conor McGregor was winning his fights. And that's why everybody really jumped on the Conor McGregor train. Conor McGregor in his last fight was broken. On the canvas, his body just broke. His body failed him. And his leg was shattered. And we haven't seen him for almost 2 years. So Conor's been out. And we don't know what he's going to look like when he comes back as a fighter. We know what he looks like now. But we don't know what he's going to look like as a fighter. We know that Conor, in his head, thinks that he's going to win. And no matter what anyone says, Conor's going to think he's going to win. The question is he going to win? If he wins, will it be a victory that the public really rallies behind? Is anybody going to care if Conor wins? Or is Conor McGregor going to lose? And if he loses, where will the stock of Conor McGregor go? Where will the empire go? This guy that became a multi-millionaire, what is he going to do if he loses this fight? If he loses this fight, I think that people are really going to forget about him. Conor's not going to be even considered as much of an idol. People will really just stop caring about Conor McGregor altogether. And if Conor, say, shows up at the UFC event, I don't think people will really care to take pictures with him as much, or people aren't going to mimic him as much. They're not going to really look up to him. I think Conor McGregor is not just going in here to win a fight. He's going in here to keep his name as a big name. Conor McGregor wants to be at the top. He's the king. He has the opportunity to go out here and really rock Michael Chandler, knock him out, really bring that energy in. That's what he has to do. If he doesn't do that, everybody's going to be looking at Conor McGregor saying, wow, you lost to Dustin Poirier, and you just lost to a guy who only beat one guy recently, which was Tony Ferguson, who's done in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. You, Conor McGregor, can't beat anybody. You don't belong in the top 5. You don't belong in the top 10. You don't belong as a guy that should even be spoken about at the top. you're probably never getting a title shot again. You probably have to go on a 3-fight winning streak to even fight a guy in the top 5. You're at the bottom. And if Conor McGregor's at the bottom in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, Conor McGregor needs to go. He needs to retire right there. Conor McGregor can't come back up to the bottom and reach the top. That's not what Conor McGregor's meant to do. Conor's meant to be at the top of the food chain, fighting the top guys and fighting exciting fights, bringing in big money to the Ultimate Fighting Championship, headlining pay-per-views, being the man. If Conor McGregor loses to Chandler at this point in his career, he's completely done. He's never coming back again. Lights out, and that's it. Imagine that. Imagine that. Conor McGregor's done. Where does the sport go from there? Do they need Conor McGregor at this point? I don't think so. I don't think the sport really needs Conor McGregor. The sport is evolving so fast. There are fights every single weekend, pay-per-views once or twice a month. And Conor McGregor hasn't been in those pay-per-views. People still look up to Conor. Conor McGregor went to the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Everybody at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship cared. If Conor McGregor loses this fight, nobody's going to care at the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. They're not even going to invite him over there. Conor McGregor will have lost everything. He'll be a guy that just sells whiskey. Will his whiskey even sell? Probably not.